Okay, we just came from the gas station, and in this homeschooling, travel schooling, and world schooling video, this is part 2 of counting the cost of homeschooling. So, in this video, I want to talk about the emotional costs, and the emotional cost from a parental perspective / your children's perspective. Remember, homeschooling is a responsibility that you might want to take up, or if you're already doing it, you took it up. Nobody has to do homeschooling. The world is out there and the systems exist. Okay? Government and all of this and educational structures are in place. Okay, traditional educational systems are in place for eons. All we have to do is tap into this and send our children to school. However, if you want to do like what we're doing here in Soverato, okay, while doing our chores, we are homeschooling parents, and it comes with this responsibility. Once you decide to take up this banner in life, it is a cross that you will have to bear. Yes or no?
Oh yes, sir.
Yeah, it's a cross, okay? This is not telling you that when you become a homeschooling parent, more yet, when you become a travel schooling parent and a world schooling parent, there are many pros and cons. So let's go over some of the cons. I like to give the bad news before the good news, yeah?
Yeah.
Number 1, okay? You will have to invest lots of time into teaching your children at home, and also when traveling on the beach, in your hotel rooms, or in the hotel lobbies, wherever is convenient for the learner and the teacher. You, the parent, and your child/children, gonna be rough at times. Okay, there will be times when the child will want to learn. Okay, there will be times when you will be remorseful that you've taken up the banner of homeschooling, decided to do homeschooling, because things will become apparent to you with regards to your child. We're going through tunnels, forgive me. So things will become apparent. For example, you will start questioning if you have made the right choice to homeschool, to travel school, and to world school your child/your children. Okay, whatever resonates with you in this case. And when this happens, okay, you will have to start being steadfast emotionally, because it's going to have an emotional toll on you and on the teacher. Is that so? Sometimes my wife tells me, hey, I'm tired, I don't think I can do this anymore. Okay? And when this happens, it's a make or break situation. Every time this reoccurs, you have to know how to handle it. You have to know how to bounce back. You have to know how to come anew and afresh. And this is the homeschooling journey. It's not a walk in the park. But let me ask you a question. When it comes to the quality of your child's education in the modern day and age, when it comes to negative influences, when it comes to not spending enough time with your child or your children, would you exchange the question from me to you? Would you exchange the sending your child to a traditional schooling system where you can throw in the towel and then you don't got any more responsibilities and you let the teachers do their jobs out there? And they do good jobs, by the way, but the thing is, as another con to this whole story, is that they have your child's mind in the palm of their hands for 8+ hours per day, 5 days per week. When you start tallying this up and do the math, over the course of the first year of traditional schooling, you have lost eons of time, quality time that you could have otherwise spent with your child/children. Okay? So these emotional turbidities that will come your way, I want to encourage you by giving you some pros of homeschooling. You spend all the time in the world with your child/your child or children with you. It works vice versa. And then this paves the way for good family bonding, child-children, parental relationship. Accountability is another pro, because as opposed to when your child or children is away out there in the traditional school system and you go off to work or whatever, you stay at home and you want to free up yourself. What happened is, yeah, you could say they're at school, but then that's it. It begins and ends right there. You can't give the fine-tuned accountability. For example, when your child is at home with you, you can say, my child is in the bathroom, my child is around the dinner table doing her homework, my child will now go to tennis practice. You have a total control and total accountability. It's in your hands. Okay? The next pro that I want to talk about is getting to know your child or children. Some people think that because their children or their child come home from traditional schooling after 4 in the evening, spend some hour or two with them, and then go off to dinner and then to sleep, that they know their child because they spend time with them every weekend. The more you spend time with your children, the more you get to know them and the more they get to know you. This is another pro. Another pro for you is that you don't need no one's permission to go off anywhere in the world. You can go and travel with your child 5 months, 6 months around the world, 1 month, 1 week. You can do what you want. You can do what you want. You have control of your life. If the child is in a educational traditional school system going to school, you can't do this. Okay? So the pro to being able to do this is you can expand your horizon and the child's horizon/children horizon by exploring new boundaries, new cultures, new faces and places, history, culture, okay, way of life. Okay, this is a very high stake valued opportunity that home, travel and world schoolers have, as opposed to children that are stuck in a traditional school system from 8 a.m. to 4 or 3:30 p.m. every day. And mind you, now they're implementing Saturday, half-day Saturday school for people to slow learners to catch up. That's their excuse. Okay? So you have to count the pros and the cons and count the emotional cost that you're willing to pay. And I don't think that any parent out there, they say the children are our hearts. You want to grab a parent, okay, get the attention of them with regards to their children, and you will have their attention straight away, all the time, every time. The children are our heart. So the emotional deficit does not, when you think you're down in the hole, this is what I mean by emotional deficit. But in the process, making this investment personally with homeschooling, travel schooling and world schooling into your children's life, it does not compare. The sacrifices, that's my point, does not compare with the edification in educating your own children. Okay, that the children benefits far outweighs the emotional prices that we gotta pay. That's my point. I'm gonna let my wife finish up.
Yeah, I want to say something about values. So when our children go to school, they get impregnated with others people's and other minds' values, right? And being there 8 hours a day, they can absorb the family values, but not 100% like we would love. Being with the family all the time allows us to instill our solid values about life, about friendships, about safety,
virtues to navigating life.
Yes, to navigate life. And that's what I like about homeschooling. I see children 9 years old, 10 years old, they are totally lost.
Yeah.
And they are son of these turbulent times. And I also like the idea that my child, almost 9 years of age, she's still playing with dolls and teddy bears. I'm not rushing her to get big, to be a youngster, but I'm leaving her to be herself,
enjoy her childhood,
and enjoy what she likes. So the chance to give our children solid values is a big plus for me. Is maybe the biggest one. So
less negative influences.
So that they can think with their minds according to the values that we gave them, and hopefully be safer and more proud of themselves and develop more self-esteem in the future.
So there you got it from a professional, okay? So thank you for watching this video. Whenever you encounter the challenges, I'm gonna wait for you here. Whenever you encounter the challenges, with specificity to, let me take a walk outside, take a breather, to the emotional challenges of homeschooling, okay, just remember, count the cost, because your investment as a parent now and will in these years will pay off and far outweigh the positive, the negative. It will outweigh the negative situations that are perpetuating themselves in this world, okay, that can negatively affect your child/children. When you're paying these emotional prices, don't give up. Continue to build your intestinal fortitude and being resilient to continuing to the journey of homeschooling your children, because the positive impact of your investment now and what you're going through emotionally and will go through all the time emotionally will far outweigh the negatives of the day, because your child will turn out far better than many children that are now being bombarded in traditional the school system, going under peer pressure, having access to all types of negativities. For example, playing with those phones, and even if they're not playing with those phones, having access to friends that are showing them things, for example, negative things on a phone at school that they would have never otherwise seen, and have their eyes open to that window, that gateway, that portal of negativity. These are things that are happening now. Other peer pressuring situation, things that happen in the bathrooms, okay, and we know what those are. Those are a long list and array of other negative things that are happening out there. You're not looking to shield your child from the world, no, but you're looking to protect your child, which is the right and duty of every parent. It is our responsibility to protect our children. The first level of education is providing the ambience and the setting for the child's peace of mind, or the children's peace of mind. Where there is perturbation, disturbances, psychologically, mentally, intellectually, spiritually, emotionally. The child becomes unsettled and learning becomes more challenging. Sometimes they learn the learning part, they get shoved off the learning part altogether. Some children today are going through negative things that they don't even want to go to school. Okay, some children commit suicide. Okay, a lot is happening. So when you are going through the negativities or the emotional setbacks at home, and it looks like all hell is falling down on your shoulders, you have to stop and think and rethink again, and realign yourself and reposition yourself in the stance of being centered that your child's education and well-being is more important than anything else under the sun. Okay, and when you remain resolved in this, then your emotional cost that you will have to be perpetually paying for some years in educating your own child or children with homeschooling, occasionally travel schooling, and eventually world schooling, you will look back when you pass through the fiery challenges of this journey. You will look back and you will pat yourself on the shoulder for the might of character that your children will accrue and develop over the years in the future to come. So I want to thank you for watching this other homeschooling and world schooling video. My name is Mervin and I'm a homeschooling parent, travel schooling and world schooling parent, and I'm so happy that I'm able to make this investment in my child's life here in Italy and around the world when we travel. And my wife and I are making these videos to help encourage you as aspiring and new or seasoned home, travel and world schooling parents. Thank you so much, and I will see you in video number 3 about counting the cost of homeschooling. Bye.